Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, November the 28th, 2022. Monday, November the 28th, 2022. First things first, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's right here in the bottom. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Now, we have some interesting events happening. It was pretty good today. I kind of missed my GH for 2 days, right? We have Elizabeth coming to visit Esme and, of course, bringing her prenatal vitamins. And Esme's already trying to work her, trying to work over, you know, Nicholas is gonna kill me. He's not gonna keep me around. You want that on your head? Oh, please. And Elizabeth's ignoring her. But in the end, I think that's gonna wear on Elizabeth. But realistically, Victor's gonna find out Esme is there, and he's gonna, any woman that gives birth to a Cassadine heir becomes protected. But it's like Nicholas said, I'll protect her on Cassadine Island in Greece, you know? But anyway, that was just funny. So now Esme was trying to conjure up what would Ryan do? And Ryan's like, hey, use that baby. It's a bargaining chip. Threaten that you're not going to take care of yourself if he doesn't do what you want. And so she's thinking, yeah, but I couldn't really. No, that would mean I could actually harm my baby. She's actually getting very attached to her baby, right? Esme, go figure. So Elizabeth tells her, look, my guess is you haven't had any prenatal care. And she goes, I've been busy. So she goes, take these prenatal vitamins for the health of your baby, right? And I'll be back to examine you again. Well, now Victor just pops in. He decides this is the day he's moving in. And he sees Elizabeth and he's like, what's happening here? So he's automatically assuming that Elizabeth and Nicholas have a little thing going on. And Nicholas was like, no, we're friends. She's been having a rough patch, and I've been there for her, Uncle Victor. So Nicholas tells him, no, you got to stay in the South Tower, the South Wing. And he goes, but the view is better on the North Wing. He goes, I told you we're remodeling here. This is why now's not a good time for you to move in. Okay, so he's like, well, okay, the South Wing it is, right? Uh, Elizabeth leaves, and Victor's kind of just looking. Now, Victor's pissed because Holly, nobody can find her with this ice princess, right? So she nabbed it, but she didn't head straight for Victor like she was supposed to head straight for Victor. And then we've got Robert coming to at the hospital. And guess who's with Robert again? Or she's worried about him. So she's at the hospital to see him, and he comes to. So she's the one that goes in and sits by his side. And I thought, all the years in GH that Robert Scorpio's been on, Diane's been on, they've never been in scenes together, really, right? But they are now. So we already know the way soap operas go. Diane and Robert are going to be an item. And guess what? I like it. Diane needs somebody, although they're having Robert act like a bumbling, stupid idiot, right? Diane don't need that because already she's like, you don't see there was something wrong with the Holly situation? Because he's like, I don't remember. She goes, yeah, Holly took you to your room, and he goes, where's my case? He goes, when you were on the elevator, you didn't have your case. And Diane is thinking like, well, look, Holly took that case. It's obvious, right? And so he goes, get Jordan, Commissioner Ashby in. So she comes in, or Chief Ashby. She comes in, and somebody has kidnapped Holly. Find Holly. She could be hurt. They might. How's Holly hurt? When Holly took that case, how's she hurt, Robert? So TJ's doing a toxicology screening on him to see are there any drugs in his system, because Jordan's like, oh, so you mean he's not just drunk, sleeping it off? And TJ says, I'm running a tox screen to be sure. Okay, if somebody is that stinking drunk, everybody. Now, either we've all been stinking drunk ourselves, or we've been around stinking drunk people, right? They don't call them stinking drunk for nothing. You normally can smell the alcohol they were drinking, right? If it was vodka, boy, do you smell vodka? You smell tequila, you smell whatever, because it starts coming out through the pores. Robert wasn't smelling like nothing. As a matter of fact, what Diane said was he had one shot and he passed out after one shot. Oh, no, no. You're not stinking drunk after one shot of anything, unless it was drugged. So anyway, she decides Jordan decides she's going to call Laura. Now, let me go back. Laura is in the park with Scott Baldwin. They're talking. Laura's like, I'm going to go see my brother Marty. I don't want him to be alone, for the holidays. Kevin is working. And so they see Holly sitting on a bench. So they're talking to Holly and she's like, I don't know where my car is, my ride share. They're not here. Now she's in the middle of the freak stinking park, right? Now I was gonna say freaking. Okay, I wasn't gonna say nothing else, but I decided to change it to stinking park. Uh, so she is in the middle of the park. What Uber is going to get out their car and go into the middle of anything to find you? You better be standing on the curb waiting, right? So Laura ends up saying, well, where are you going? Where's Robert? Oh, Robert, she gave up some stupid excuse about Robert, that Robert was doing something and she has a job. She goes, really? You have a job? Yes, I'm taking on some commission work, or what she call contract work. Really? Yes, I mean, even with my memory issues, I want to keep busy. So I'm doing some contract work for a bureau or an agency, for an agency. And Laura's like, And she goes, and Robert doesn't know, because Robert would worry. Well, my whole thing is you're darn right, Robert will worry. For one, you can't remember what you ate past 2 weeks ago. However, you can remember all your little contacts, right? You didn't come with the cell phone. Now, I don't know about you, but unfortunately, cell phones have spoiled me. I barely know my adult children's phone numbers, barely, because they're programmed into my cell phone. And all I do is push a button. But as far as remembering my sister's number, anybody else's phone number, that's what cell phones are for. They remember that stuff for me. So how did she remember numbers or even remember the names of these agencies? So Laura says, now get this conversation. Laura was going to go meet Marty. Marty lives in town. Laura says, no, you know how expensive a car would be to take you out of town on Thanksgiving? I'll drive you. And I thought, she didn't even say where out of town it was going to be. It could be 2 hours out of town, Laura. And you didn't even ask, what city you going to? What town? You just gonna put her in the car, half car will travel, right? We're traveling. So Jordan, now we're picking up because Laura's kind of questioning her, minor chit chat here and there, because Laura doesn't trust Holly. She's never trust Holly because Holly's always been in mess. Okay, and Laura has always not couldn't stand Holly before because of the relationship between Luke and Holly, right? And Holly's lies. So Jordan calls, and Laura answers the phone. Hey, Jordan, listen, I'm in the car with, and Jordan just cuts her off at the quick and said, Laura, Robert has, wait, Robert was robbed. He possibly drugged. His briefcase was stolen, and it has the Ice Princess, a necklace with parts of the Ice Princess diamond in it. And Laura is getting ready to say something, and Holly disconnects the phone. And then Holly is now pointing the gun at Laura, saying, sorry, it had to come to this. I was looking at the way Holly was holding the gun. Now, listen, everybody, you know how I am. So I had to make that picture bigger. Holly is holding a gun pointed at Laura. Her finger, not a one of her fingers is on the trigger to pull to shoot. She's got her index finger on the outside barrel of this gun. Her thumb is pointing out, as you can see. She ain't even holding it with her thumb, and she's got three fingers holding this gun. That was the weirdest. I said, how's she gonna shoot? How's she gonna even shoot that gun? Is there gonna be a six finger coming out of there somewhere to go around where you pull the little lever? And she's supposed to be a spy, a agent, undercover, a good shot, and she can't even hold a gun right. Well, you know what? They should have they should have done a retake on that scene because that's not even right aesthetics. General Hospital writers, come on now. You didn't see that? Laura should have looked at that and said, pew, pew. Because I'm going to shoot. Get out of her hand, realistically. And then they could have just gotten a simple car accident, okay? So, anyway, that was just interesting to me. Now, then we have Mac and Kevin. They approach Ava at the Metro Court, and they tell Ava that they need her help, that they want to find Esme, and they know Kevin from the logs and everything. And Ryan took Esme under his wing, and Kevin said, no matter what I did to block her access to Ryan, her fascination with my brother, oh no, if anybody can find her, it's going to be him. So they're asking Ava, can you go talk to him? And Ava's like, as much as she hates Ryan and really is afraid of Ryan, she's like, no, Esme's target, from what you all are telling me, ultimately is Trina is going to ultimately be a target. No. I will do anything for Trina. Yes, I will go and talk to Ryan. So they go, and Ryan's caregiver is working with him, communicating, reading him stuff, and, communicating with Ryan. And they come in, and Ava is doing her Ava thing to him. And he's just looking. And the funny thing is his weakness is Ava. Oh my goodness. For somebody to be a shut-in, his eyes were sure saying it all. Like, what, huh? Am I supposed to believe you? But yeah, I believe you. Because she goes, if you help the police, I'll be here every time. And you give me as your captive audience. And he's like, see, blink once for yes. He's like, yes, Ava, my love, yes. And he even because the guy points to letters and he blinks and he said something about, I'll do anything for you, my darling, or my whatever, some kind of endearing amount. They're looking like, wait, what? And so Ava's like, okay, I got him. You know, but look, you got him and you're saying that now, but let him get loose. You don't want him because that man is a psychopath and you know it. He's a serial killer and he's obsessed with you. So now we have Heather Weber. She calls Dante. Dante comes and she wants to offer up a deal because of the botch transfer, and she wants, Dante she wants to exchange information for who helped Anna for, sentence favors. And Dante's like, don't have the authority to offer any deals. And so Dante ends up leaving. So she tells the guard, can I use the phone? Make a phone call. So next thing we know, Heather's on a cell phone. And I'm thinking, I thought you had to use, kind of on the wall. I was trying to figure out where she was, right? And then I'm thinking, what kind of guard gives you a cell phone to make a phone call? You're supposed to stand in line and wait to get to. So anyway, Heather's painting and she calls Scott. Scott comes over. He's half afraid of Heather, right? So they talk a few minutes about Franco. That's the only thing they had in common. And then she's saying, look, my neck hurts. I can't paint right. All for the botched attempt to get me back to Darkham. I want to sue the PCPD and I want you to be my lawyer. Scott Baldwin, I know, would always take a case to make money. We going to make some good money on that. And he's like, oh, no. For one, I won't be representing you. Okay? Won't be representing you. You're crazy. I'm getting out of here. So Scott leaves. Well, Ryan's aide was packing him up, getting ready to take him back to his room. And Heather comes out the room that's off of the main room. And I thought, what is Heather doing in Cliff? She's supposed to be in Darkham, right? Well, they had to send her to Ferncliff for her to rehabilitate, I guess, from her injuries from the alleged injuries from the crash. So why would Heather Weber ever, the escape artist Heather Weber, ever be put back in Ferncliff? She has escaped there so many times, it's not even funny. Oh my goodness. I thought, well, that's a recipe. Well, what happens is that she's coming out of the room, she bumps in to Ryan's aide who's getting ready to move Ryan, and he turns and Ryan turns Ryan in the wheelchair, and she sees Ryan and the look on her face. And then the look on Ryan's face is like, you all, whoever said Heather Weber's probably going to be Esme's mother, I surely believe that's what's going to happen. Esme got double crazy, double psychopathic crazy between Ryan and Heather. And now they've come face to face, obviously after a long time. And the way Heather's looking at him is like she was a little bit afraid. And the way Ryan's looking at her is like, I'm going to get you. So that is going to be interesting to see what is going to happen with Heather Weber and Ryan Chamberlain. What's up with that? What is the connection? So to me, the way it's looking like, I'm wondering, okay, Heather's either the hook killer or it is going to be this nanny Maggie. It's going to be the nanny, and I don't know. We shall see how they're going to do that. But that was interesting. So it was, some pretty interesting stuff with GH today. It was a decent episode. So I'm happy that it was back on the air today. Let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. We have Cindy says, she was talking about, the handles are a little bit tricky right now. You know how YouTube is going to handles. So everybody, if you haven't picked your handle, get your handle. Hopefully you can get the original name that you had on YouTube if it's available, but you will want to get your handle. And then NK says, I wish someone would point out that since Carly owns the majority of Aurora stock, that she is technically Nina's boss. I know they're not talking about that, right? And then Deborah says, that doctor may still be a fake because we didn't see a photo. We're talking about the doctor that gave Britt her diagnosis, and Lisa looked up her name and Britt says, no, it was her. So they were saying, yeah, but they didn't compare photos. Could have been fake. And you're right. That's exactly how soap operas work. Stuff we think is right is not, right? So now let's see. Monique says, I wonder if Robert switched out the necklace with the fake one. Robert isn't stupid. He knows that the necklace means what it means to the Cassadines. I have a feeling that the necklace Holly gives Victor is not going to be the real thing. Robert has it somewhere hidden that only he knows about. Unfortunately, they are not writing Robert Scorpio to be that smart. I am so disappointed in the way they're writing Robert Scorpio. And then Cindy says the synopsis says that Carly and Nina would go at it, but it really didn't amount to much. No, Carly did not dump that soup on Nina's head. They exchanged words, which is normal for them. Carly didn't throw the soup at Nina. Bobby might have done it if she had been there, which she wasn't. The confrontation really wasn't anything. It sure wasn't. And then Annette says, Holly's very boring. Yes, she is, and cannot hold a gun to save her life. And then Annette also says, Holly can't have a child, She lost a baby with Luke, then the dreaded surgery. Okay, must be after Ethan, right? Luke never knew about Ethan till much, much later. Michael says, I believe Holly will leave town. Emma Sands was only back for a short stint. Robert and Diane will make a great couple. Yes, they will. They need to wrap up the storylines. This Carly-Nina rivalry is okay, but they're doing Nina fans wrong. She was never a busybody. Of course, it's written to make Carly's lies look justified. Nina thought she got both situations wrong. There was deceit in both cases. She confronted the parties and only told Sonny. She didn't confront Carly and Britt. After he pressured her, you know what? If I come sitting at a table, you know what the person's going to say? Well, what's wrong, Daily Recap Lady? What's wrong? I shouldn't say. No, nothing. Well, Daily Recap Lady, I know something's wrong. But okay. I saw Carly going into Britt's hotel room. I think something's going on there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it didn't take too much for Sonny to have to pressure it out of her. She made sure he was going to ask her what was up. So no, there was no pressure at all. If she had spread rumors, the Nina hate would be understandable. I'm sorry. Didn't she tell Ava? Yeah, she sure did. Didn't she even tell Aunt Lisa some stuff? Oh, yeah. She spreads it. She just doesn't have very many friends she could spread it to, right? Let's see. I know if a character attacks a fan favorite, they become enemy number one. even if the fan favorite is an anti-hero like Carly, who is just as bad. GH won't be back until Monday, yeah, for Thanksgiving. We all have our favorites. And I liked Nina's character when it was being played by Michelle. Oh my goodness, what's Michelle's? Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? She's on Young and the Restless right now. I forget her name. Michelle Stafford. When she's being played by Michelle Stafford. You know, snarky, ready to just pounce on Willow like there was no tomorrow. When she was little, what's her name? Valentine's daughter. Why am I running? Charlotte. When she was Charlotte's teacher, Nina gave her the blues. And then Lisa said, Brooklyn did accept the deal from Link. See, I fast forwarded some of that crap. Chase and Dante are talking also. I think Brooklyn already knows Chase is about to leave her. He's going to find out she's been avoiding Dante, and so Chase can help her play Link. What does Sonny think? That Michael doesn't want anything to do with him. Nina thinks she apologized, so everything is awesome. She knows, she says to Carly, she's renovated the hotel. I didn't see any renovations. Did you? All I know is she renovated the kitchen. I think maybe that's what she said. She renovated the kitchen. Sonny is so desperate for someone that he will continue to stand up for Nina. I can't believe Robert is acting so stupid regarding Holly. Diane knows something is wrong with Robert. Holly just wants the necklace. Holly has to know everyone would realize she stole it. I know. What was the end game in that? I don't get it at all. Especially when Jordan said, that was good, that they looked at the tape from the Metro Court and Holly walked out of there with that briefcase. Just Holly. Robert, okay, just Holly. And then this goes, they should have told Nina about Nell. She was Nell's mom. Yeah, they should have. I've always said that Carly and Jack should have told her, because she talked about, Nina broke up some homes. She was talking about she wanted to tell about Willow and Michael because she didn't want Whitey to have a broken home when Nina broke up some homes. Poor little Donna is having a broken home right now. And then Cindy says, Happy Thanksgiving, Daily Recap Lady, and fellow General Hospital fans. I hope everybody had a safe and happy Thanksgiving. I really do. Anna Rihanna says, yes, ma'am, my hands are up as well to Brooklyn. It is time for Chase to put on his big boy shoes and walk. Every man that Carly is with, Sonny feels threatened. And again, he doesn't need to bring it up. I'm not threatened by you. He should tell that to Jax too. I ain't threatened by you, Jax. He can't stand anybody Carly is with. I agree with you, ma'am. Sonny wanted it, and he has it. He laid in the bed, called Nina, and he deserves it. That's funny. Valentine is being a knight saving his lady. Yeah, he's getting ready to go do it. Holly and Robert are ridiculous. It says Diane was on QT as usual. Diane, girlfriend, get your silver fox. Yummy. Talk about get Robert Scorpio. Thank you for a great recap. And then another happy Thanksgiving wish. Goodness, we've got a whole bunch. Let me kind of skim through these. The scene with Martin and Valentine was good. Hello there said that. Martin is waking up and he's starting to realize that Anna may be innocent. Yeah. And they're going to start trying to find Lucy. And Sydney says Robert knows Holly is assisting Victor. He confronted her and she admitted it. Yes, he did. There's no way Robert will let his guard down and let Holly change the salt shakers to get that briefcase. He's a trained agent and he knows better. The only way so you feel Robert and Holly are working together. They concocted some scheme off screen. That would explain why Robert is being so stupid if this is a part of the plan, but somehow I don't think this is part of the plan. I really don't think this is part of a plan. Part of a plan would not be Holly sitting in the park waiting for Uber at the wrong location. Now she's got Laura hostage. I mean, there's too much going on for that to have been any plan that Robert would have been involved with, I think. And then Cindy says Chase is a rescuer and he sees that Blaze woman willing to put up with Link's improper moves on her. At the same time, he's aware from Dante that Brooklyn didn't mention the PCPD lever on his behalf. He's tried to give Brooklyn the benefit of the doubt. I think he has his own doubts. Why he better have his own doubts that could potentially involve him romantically with the Blaze woman. And that's if they choose to keep that Blaze character on. I really don't see why we need her, because if Chase goes back to becoming a detective, why do we need an entertainer on General Hospital? Goodness, we need more doctors. Okay, we do. And we do. We need more action at General Hospital. Sandy says, Britt and Lizzo broke my heart. Oh, I know. They're both such good actresses. Drew needs to shut up. He doesn't need to tell Sonny all the family's business. Oh my God, I was so surprised. Where Drew just was, I'm doing this because Michael and Willow want me to do this, and we're looking at this. And I'm like, since when would you and why would you tell Sonny all of that? Knowing the rift between him, Michael, and Willow, why would you tell their business? I could not believe that. And Drew was way out of line, way out of line. I missed the traditional Monica and Tracy fights in the Allen house. In Allen's house, oh no, the house that Allen gave Monica, right? I know that was always the big joke. And Noma says, if you know anything about Robert and Holly, it's all a part of their plan. Well, guess what? I thought the same thing about Robert picking up a $35 million jewelry like that, but it's a setup, I think. Okay, we shall see. I mean, we might see, because then that'll renew my respect for Robert Scorpio, because he did have a moniker or monochrome of intelligence. And then Ron says Diane won't fall for that if she's smart. She'd get that glass and have it tested, and Holly could get arrested. And Robert came to the restaurant. He didn't have a cuff on him, and he was holding. No, Robert was cuffed to him in that briefcase. Yes, even in the pictures that I took, that I showed, Robert was still absolutely cuffed to it on the table. And what else was interesting to me, and that's all the comments for Comment Corners. Thank you all for those comments. What else was interesting to me, everybody, is Holly left that salt shaker, the drugs, on that table. So the next guest sitting at that table that was going to use some salt is going to be drugged. Oh my goodness. How horrible is that? Wow, right? Somebody's kid could use that salt. So anyway, that was just another thing. They should have had us see Holly before she get up, take the salt shaker or something, or put the other one back. But no, to just Robert immediately passed out, and that other salt shaker was still right on the table. And Holly jumps up, I'll get him. Let me take him to bed. Oh, poor Robert. Robert, come on. So anyway, but it was a good episode to me today with General Hospital. I'm looking forward to seeing tomorrow's episode. So I will be back for another daily recap of General Hospital. Everybody, please subscribe to this channel and tell some friends.